What's going on YouTube? Dave back again, and today, guess what? We're taking a look at a paint stand that I picked up from Vallejo. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I ended up picking this up on my favorite place on earth, of course, Amazon. Link as usual will be down in the description. Clicking it when you buy anything will help me out immensely. So I picked this up to be able to go up over here. I wanted something over here that I have the one rack which holds all of my AK Interactive and MIG stuff, and I wanted another one just to be able to hold paints while I'm sitting here and painting and keep, you know, most used stuff in. So I ended up picking this up. I think it was $16 to $20, something like that. Let's crack it open and take a look at what's inside. So I hope everybody has been enjoying my videos lately. I've got a lot more, and I think I'm going to end up doing a lot more live videos. So cracking open, you get a bunch of, well, little stuff in here. So let's get rid of the box. All right, so you get an instruction sheet on here for your paint stand, and this actually shows some of the other modules that they end up having. You've got a corner stand, you've got the front stand, which is what this is, and then you have a wall mounted stand. Now I've heard things about the wall mounted stand that it actually doesn't work out that well. This will hold the 60 milliliter bottles, and this one will hold the 17 milliliter bottles, and I may pick up a corner stand, and this is kind of what it looks like all laid out. Now this is approximately just shy of 12 inches wide. It does look to be made of MDF, which is been laser cut, so that's kind of nice. You have brush holders up here, you have holes for the larger bottles, and you've got the laser etching up on here of the Vallejo symbol, and you've got all the parts on here. So this actually looks pretty simple, and let's get her built. You've got, this is going to be for your center. These are going to be for your ends. Make sure and put them direct white out. This looks like this is going to be the bottom section, the middle section, and the top section. All right, getting this all built, we're going to slide in this bottom portion first, and we're going to put up one of these sides over here. We're going to grab the middle tray, slide that into the notches like so, and you can use wood glue to put this together, which I will probably do. If you remember when I talked about my glues, this stuff right here is a great go-to for gluing your wood stuff, MDF, together. We're going to slide this tray in, and yes, sometimes these can be a little Rubik's Cube like. There is that. This side's going to slide in first up here, slide it in, put in the notch. Now they say that you don't have to glue this together, but personally I probably would, because it doesn't seem the most stable if you end up going to pick it up. All right, so with this all together, what I'm going to do, I'm going to shake my wood glue. So let's get primed a little bit. You just want to run a bead along. You don't have to do very much. Don't worry about any extra that ends up getting dripped, because we're going to take care of that here in just a second. And as you can see, this one ended up slipping out, so let's just kick that in. Now this one side, it was kind of funky. It did not want to go together. It was like the spots the slots were too tight. So you might have to manhandle it a little bit. Sometimes she likes that. All right, now you're going to go, Dave, that's messy as hell. Well, it kind of is. Let me turn this around so I can see it properly. This will all glue dry clear once it's all done. And probably in about an hour it will be all nice and clear and dry, but I will let it sit overnight before I mess with it. Now this glue is non-toxic, so you don't have to worry about that. It is water soluble, so if you get any on your desk, you can just wipe it up with a towel with some water. I'm not going to bother doing the sides because this should hold it just fine. So there we have our Vallejo paint rack. And I'm just going to grab over here. These MIGs are the same size as the Vallejos. Those fit in there perfectly fine. This actually holds 52 17 milliliter bottles, 8 35 milliliter bottles or 60 milliliter, and 22 brushes. So as you can see, you have all these slots. It is a little wobbly, as you can see, but I think once we get some paint in there and weigh it down, that will be perfectly fine. You have bigger holes up here which will hold either something like this, or they'll hold your bigger primer bottles like this. They won't hold these bigger primer bottles, but this will be just fine. I can keep some of these primers up here and some of my other bottles. I can stick my bottles of epoxy in there. I think for the value, this is a great deal. I won't end up really using the brush holder at all, because I actually have a brush and tool holder and a coffee cup full of brushes. So that works out for me there. I think this is going to work out perfectly fine for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, slap a like down below. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. As usual, this is Dave, and this of course is my world. I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, YouTube.